Hi, my wise astrology tribe, Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am your co-pilot, Christina. Today, I'm here actually with a better news, because we're going to have a very, very heavy 2 months, the last 2 months over here in 2024. But yesterday, we started to have an Earth Grand Trine actually on the 28th, which is going to affect us for 5 days. And we also have a beautiful water trine as well. And actually, I would like to share the sky pictures for a while with you, and you can take a picture here. All right, so I shared it with you, and look at this beauty over here. So we are having, and we had an Earth Grand Trine between Pluto, last kicks in Capricorn, and that is the final countdown. I told you guys this is very, very life-changing pivot year. Actually, I hate the word pivot year, but it is. And Uranus also, like going into last degrees soon, but right now at this moment on November 15, we're gonna have a full moon on Uranus. So obviously it's on Argo right now, transiting, and it's going to be triggered by the full moon, but at this moment it's creating a beautiful trine with the Virgo moon. There you go. And we also have a beautiful water grand trine as well. Neptune being in rulership in Pisces, Mercury being in actually Scorpio, and Mercury conjunct the part of gold as well, the part of fortune, and it is also trining with Mars. Mars is in fall in Cancer. We were talking about that a lot. The falling soldier, the defender, the protector as well, protector of the children and families and the land. And Mercury actually in Scorpio is the detective, but we're going to talk about that a little bit more because, if you know me, I bring in a little bit of mythology. I'm obsessed with mythology, and actually I'm obsessed with astrology, and doesn't matter if it is, dwarf planets or asteroids or fixed stars or aspect, whatever it is. I just love to do this. I have Uranus in Scorpio, and I always thought, I might have to be a detective, but right now, lately, forensic astrology and financial astrology also satisfied me a lot, and research satisfies me a lot. So perhaps that is my destiny right now, or my new purpose. I don't know, because, you have a destiny, but you can have multiple purpose in life. All right, guys, so let me see what's going on over here. Yes, take a picture here, and we're going to talk about, I'm going to stop sharing here. And I'm getting better in what is this, in technology. But if anyone out there who would like to work with me and who would like to maybe do something like what is that, timestamp my videos, then please reach out, and we can come up with a payment or readings or whatever you would like to. I just need someone who also can put some kind of change my videos, the theme, so you don't only see the cosmic inside astrology, but be a little bit more, effective on social media. And, then I don't have to take a lot of time to also edit the videos because I really don't like it. I like to talk and I like to share my opinion with you guys, but, it is a little bit difficult if you do everything on your own. And I only going to talk about the two grand trines. And actually, today I'm not going to talk each individual signs like as it was before, but actually I'm going to mention all of you out there, but more like the water sign teams, the earth sign teams, like a little bit more uh, not advanced, but faster. So what's going to happen over here? So first of all, we're going to talk about the water grand trines. And the grand trines in astrology, it's very, very auspicious configuration in heaven because the planets are 120 degrees apart from each other. The trine itself, it's a Jupiterian in flavor, so it's triple Jupiterian energy. It's triple blessing for us, and right now it's happening in water and earth signs. So the water signs are Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, if somebody doesn't know that. And the water signs usually are all about intuition, subconscious, healing, and emotions, right? So this is what it's covering and what we're going to cover right now. And the mythological background a little bit, Mercury is Hermes, and in Greek mythology, and he's the messenger of the gods. And actually, Mercury does not have gender, so I don't understand why we call him he, or maybe it is just me. But um, so it's traveling between the mortal and the divine kingdom, and it could also include the underworld as well, because Mercury went many times to the field of Scorpio, to the underworld, to Hades. And Mercury over here, especially in Scorpio, is playing the detective and uncovering hidden truth as well. So, it's like mysteries, anything to do with life and death. It could be a theme around, like it's gonna be more story out about mafia or what is that? Also the Carter, or we will have more people actually writing about that or writing about near-death experience as well. Definitely could be that. Also, because Mercury in Scorpio is the detective, there could be also like we will find out a lot of secrets about people. Something, like we also have to be careful or secret not to come out because at this moment it could be discovered. Because, Mercury also is the trickster as well. Trickster in nature, it's the petty thief, but, it can trick you and then you are not understanding what's going on and telling the deepest secrets to someone, and that person going to actually reveal your secret. So definitely could be difficult a little bit, but it's if we are watching, and then it's not. So this transit could manifest collectively as deep investigation into secrets and unveiling actually any kind of scandals or hidden truth in areas such as politics, finance, and media. We know what's going on with the PDD trial. There is a lot of people who going to actually get revealed in this area, and the Epstein trial still, there is still a lot more to discover, and the fires are already out, but not everybody's name is totally out yet. So I assume there will be more to come as well. Yeah, and but because of Scorpio also rules the trade as well, and Mercury is commerce and travel, and it could be also across the border. There could be some kind of change actually with trades as well, and anything to do with like how we export, import, and actually also some kind of border issue or border new law could come in right now, or they can announce it because this is only a 5 days effect on us. So they might going to pronounce it right now. There is a new law in border security. And Mars in Cancer, we were talking about that. Mars is Aries in Greek mythology. And I'm so, yeah, my son just came up with that, like, Mom, can we get a tattoo? Very scorpionic energy together. And I can be Aries and you can be his mother, and why not? And I was like, all right, wait a minute, you are only going to be 16, so but I started to laugh when I was actually doing the research about this configuration, because it reminded me of Maton saying the tattoo and asking for tattoo. But yes, so Mars is in Cancer. We were talking about that it's for, but it's protecting the homeland security, anything to do with the family's emotional security, your family, your children. It's defensive. It's not aggressive, it's defensive over here. And mythologically, Mars in Cancer, also the warrior who is not closing his eyes, who is going to protect, who is going to get into to not get into fight, but make sure stand still. And if some kind of challenge comes toward to his home or her home, because it's cancer, right? Then going to fight and going to make sure her loved ones or her tribe are safe. So yes, and it could be collectively, it might going to represent a movement of emotional protection, like fighting for families, homes, national securities. It could also bring in some kind of activism and some kind of protest. And, it could be issues around like affordable housing, something to do with food security, how poisonous our food are, anything to do with, protecting the vulnerable population. This is the theme about vulnerable population. And Mars in Cancer also something to do with military defense as well. So a lot of countries going to be standby. The US election is coming. Pluto and Mars opposition going to be in 4 days. So obviously there is a lot of domestic concern as well. And Neptune is Poseidon in Greek mythology. And Neptune rules the seas, the dreams, illusion, delusion, and the divine subconscious as well. So Neptune in Pisces is in its own sign, and over here it's representing everything mystical and spiritual, and everything to go to the depth and emotional depth. It is very lucid, it's very vivid dreaming. Sometimes, it could also represent you're not going to be able to sleep because it's going to keep you awake to think all the time and daydream as well. But because Neptune is the god of the ocean, it is giving him a lot of power to create life. And also because of water is the biggest destruction, I believe it could also relate to some kind of water related disaster. We were talking about that, guys. The Pisces eclipse started on September 17th. Yes, obviously you're going to see a lot of flood. Right now I was not just reading about New Mexico, but also I was reading about what's going on in Portuguese and Spain as well. Unfortunately, there is flood all over. But actually, it could also create some kind of storms and late hurricanes as well, because everything is changing. The shift in the ocean patterns, because the ocean is getting warmer, especially Mars in Cancer for 6 months. That could also indicate water related. The water temperature is actually increasing. So yes, and then we have also over here what we really have to see about these collective trims with this grand trine, like emotional healing and release. So definitely it's more positive than negative because it's a grand trine. So, if there is condos, that is good to know about it. And finally, we find some kind of release and healing in it. There is also going to be some kind of global movement toward mental health awareness, because we have to understand trauma, PTSD, and generational pain is very, very important. People going to understand how to actually release family karma and not to get engaged with it and pay off the family karma. So actually, you're creating healing for yourself in your next life, and also everyone behind you, your dependent, right? And it's your descendant also. You're going to heal them so they don't have to carry the family karma, the generational pain. So it's going to be a major breakthrough over here, and that's going to change the family dynamic, obviously. And there could be also a lot of political and environmental issues we're going to take on to, but we're going to be the warriors over here who are standing up for their life rights. Get up, stand up for your rights kind of situation. Like, don't close your eyes and let's go, let's move forward, let's do something about that. We can't sit still. We cannot put our head in the sand. By the way, if you think I talk really, really fast, I do so. Because sometimes, the thoughts are coming so fast, and I'm also a psychic, and, I have insights, and I just have to talk. Then you can actually slow me down on YouTube. So, like you can understand me. And I understand I do have an accent, that's what it is. That's who I am. And, like you might have to slow me down over there. Yeah, but this is anything to do with water, so it is very emotional, and it's provide actually emotional support as well. Um, in the time of environmental crisis and political crisis as well, don't forget we are having and heading into two very difficult months, if not more. But this is the time when we are compassionate and we hold each other's hand and we weather the storm. Doesn't matter what kind of storm is that, and we're going to heal each other's and support each other's. And I told you guys, whenever I experienced major hurricanes in Florida, I met the most compassionate people around. So this is really bringing people together. Disaster, natural disaster loss could, like bring actually people together, and we can work on traumas, which is very, very positive. And, also because of the hidden truth and deception could be exposed. Like we're going to be satisfied with that because finally we understand what is going behind the scene. Because, to be actually kept in the shadow, it's like, oh my God, it's really, really annoying. It is something, it's happening, but you don't exactly know what to believe, who to believe, where to turn. And if it's going to be exposed, like we are like, it's like a relief. All right, it's better to know the truth, better to know who is your enemies. At least you are capable to do something about it. So, yes. And there are going to be a lot of whistleblower stories as well. It could be something to do because Mercury in Scorpio could be something to do with investigative journalism as well. They're going to really go into social issues, governmental manipulation as well. And actually, Mercury in Scorpio remind me, I have a client, and they did a lot of documentary about occultism and like the dark journalism, things like that could come up right now. But it could be anything to do with occult and the soul and afterlife as well. And they might going to actually show the researches. Yes, there is afterlife, and it's gonna be out in public, but definitely going to be very compassionate action and activism toward to those kind of situation, because we're going to have, as I said, if it is on the surface, we're going to have some kind of sense of emotional justice, and there could be something to do with climate change, homelessness, and refugee crisis as well. But there is some kind of humanitarian efforts coming in, and because it's water, it's emotional, it's compassionate. For example, we're going to have the communities together, and send, for example, care packages for the disasters affected areas as well. Anything to do with grassroots movements, something to do with compassion and empathy as well. And there is a spiritual awakening in this as well, and a lot of mystical experiences, I said, collective awakening. There is, because of Pisces in Neptune in Pisces is very mystical, it's very dreamlike. It is a lot of people going to start to pray and meditate. We're going to find new spiritual faith as well. So, we are shifting as a society. Our values and morals are shifting, and it's going to be more compassionate, and we're going to focus more on spirituality than on capitals and on money, because of Pluto is in last kick in Capricorn. So, the greed, the powerful, the elite is done. So the only thing what I have to mention over here, because Neptune actually could be illusion, delusion, and escapism, in fantasy world, I don't want to actually deal with the war around and the news around and the political crap over and over again. I don't know, probably most of you is like that. I cannot wait to the US election to be over because it's really implement the whole entire world. Everybody is on pause, and we cannot breathe. And at this moment, I am at the stage oh my God, I just be over with. I can't take it anymore. So yes, that is, the grand trine. If you cannot take reality, it could go to substance abuse and escapism, and because you are not ready to handle the truth sometimes. So just be careful and be mindful over here, right? And right now the Halloween is coming up, and Thanksgiving and Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever we celebrate New Year. So yeah, we actually go to parties, many of us, and there is more substance abuse, unfortunately, more drinking. Yes, so that is actually over here the grand time. So definitely Hermes in Scorpio is the detective. Mars in Cancer is the protective warrior, and Neptune actually in Pisces is the mythological power over here. It is everything to do with myth and mysticism and spirituality. All right, so fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It is going to be an emotional awareness and a creative inspiration and healing past wounds. So, for example, Aries for you, you're ruled by Mars, so you may feel pulled toward resolving past emotional conflict, especially those related to family or close relationship. For example, if you are an Aries who had been avoiding difficult conversation with a sibling, might find yourself actually opening up and addressing this unresolved issue. And it could actually get healed and lead to some kind of renewed bonds. And the creative inspiration, if you are a Leo, for example, you might experience a burst of creative energy that is fueled by emotions. For example, you're going to take on to new arts project and you are channeling right now, you may find that deep emotional experience provide you with inspiration to create something that speaks to a larger audience. Sagittarius, healing past wounds. Sagittarius, you are actually some kind of, you have a philosophical nature, and you may need to confront actually some kind of past emotional and philosophical issues, and you might not going to believe in anymore. And during your travel, or maybe you just went to study somewhere, you're going to actually start a new belief system, something new what you can hold on to, and it's going to give you actually not only a new philosophical, but it's a new faith for you, and it's going to be very fundamental in your life later on. Yeah, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. If you are a Cancer, you're going to have a really, really deep emotional healing over here. You can address anything to do with home-related issue, homeland, for example, as well. It can push you to mend broken relationship with your parent and sibling, and it is also going to help you to relieve, for example, emotional insecurity. And also, you can work on your house a little bit. You might going to put surveillance camera all over. And Scorpio, you are in detective mood right now. You might find yourself actually to dream really, really vividly, and you can have psychic flashes as well. You might going to go to a retreat, like ayahuasca retreat, and have some kind of great journey over there. If you're working as a therapist, you might suddenly gain deep insight into a client's struggle as well, or maybe, and it could, give them a healing, and it is out of nowhere and very transformative, but it could also heal you as well, because you can find out something about the past, which is going to help you to heal, and it could come from your dreams as well. So Pisces, there is a creative flow for you, very, very strong connection with your spiritual side, with your creativity. There will be some kind of new creative project here, but it's going to actually have to have a spiritual understanding, a spiritual base. So if you are painting, that has to have some kind of complexity, which is resonate with your belief system strongly as well, any kind of art. So if you do jewelry, for example, you might going to do astrology remedy jewelry, something like that. And air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you are right now capable, if you are a Gemini, and you are driven by intellect and constant, like sarcasm, and you are constantly thinking, you also going to need to tap into the emotional side right now. You might you might going to find yourself engaging with some kind of conversations with friends, with partners, neighbors, which is actually going to help you to understand, like yourself. Because somehow somebody gonna say something in the neighborhood or friends, which is like going to really resonate deeply with your core, with your new values and morals. And you are like, wow, all right, this is amazing. Thank you so much. It was a great talk. If you're a writer, you can actually shift from being logical to become really romantic, for example. All right, Libra. For example, you're going to have deeper relationship and deeper connection in your relationships as well. It could be really good to get married or get engaged for you guys. And, if you had some kind of distance feeling with your partner, right now, you're going to become vulnerable and very intimate, and you're going to allow vulnerability. You're not going to be ashamed or scared. You are taking off your mask, you allowing actually to flourish in your relationship and being seen, you allowing to being seen. So, all right, Aquarius, spiritual and creative insight is coming to you. Like you are very innovative. You are really, really critical thinker and forward thinker. And you may suddenly find yourself drawn to humanitarian causes, anything. You might going to do a non-profit and whatever actually you have compassion for. Um, if you are actually involved in social justice, you might going to focus actually over here to heal a whole entire community or be a leader in a community. And being a leader and a whistleblower, it's going to heal the entire community because you're going to give them insight and opportunity, show the opportunities for the whole entire community how to heal. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Guys, over here, especially if you are a Taurus, you're going to focus on emotional grounding and anything to do with emotional security. So the family, it's really important, obviously, and the family security. Uh, you're going to maybe create a garden, how to nurture actually your home environment, curb appear. You might going to actually create some kind of beautiful pathway to your home, and making your space really, really cozy and comfortable. Yes, and very, very supportive for your family. Maybe you're going to do a meditation your room, reading room, or where everybody just without cell phones can talk and be vulnerable and talking about their feelings. And then Virgos, you can hear through actually practicality, and there is no actually surprise over here, right? So you are the sign of service for others. And this trine actually going to combine emotional healing with practical solution. If you're a healthcare worker, you may introduce holistic practice into your work. So it's not only going to be physical, but it could be like, all right, you need to meditate. It's more like integrative. So you're going to create some kind of integrative in your practice or for your family as well, at home as well, or at work. You like integrate some kind of practices together, which has a spiritual or holistic base and a very physical as well. All right. And if you are a Capricorn, like you need very much so emotional security over here. Well, emotional security in your career, guys, because you can seek out projects that align with your values and morals right now. And it's going to be the project, the work, the career going to be more balanced and more fulfilling. It's going to actually feel like a real purpose for you guys. So I like that for you. And also, like you are capable to initiate a workplace program right now, what aimed at improving employees' mental health as well. So you bring something on the table and the CEO, the boss, going to take that as a great advice. All right, guys, and then we're going to have the grand Earth trine, and that is the Moon in Virgo, right? And Uranus in Taurus and Pluto in Capricorn. It's happened the 29th as well. And this grand trine, actually, it is something what is focuses on material concern, anything to do with long-term planning and stability. It is a very productive energy. It's very, very grounded, but it is flowing really harmoniously. So actually, it's manifesting well in finances and creating actually tangible results in life as well. So the moon in Virgo, anything to do with health service and daily routine, careful planning, attention to details, practical and very, very analytical as well, very responsible as well, and has some kind of concern for environment and social justice, as a mother's or nurturing, because it's very nurturing, but very practical nurturing. It's like a helicopter parent over here. But it could be like, all right, let's reform our healthcare right now. And there is some kind of new team, like let's do some kind of not protest, but more like mm, how do you call that? I forget the word. When it's kind of protest, but very peaceful for public health. It's like a public health campaign, something to do with our well-being and whatever is improving our food and daily habits, some kind of situation. And it could be also because Virgo rules the workers and the union. It could be also like, okay, we're standing up for the union and our workers as well and the healthcare of our workers as well. And Uranus is in Taurus, it's very innovative, very disruptive, unexpected changes. Actually, Uranus in Taurus is in detriment, actually in fall. And then there is, like seeking for material stability, anything to do with values, agriculture, and finances is going to be shaken up, right? There is a financial revolution here. It's a shift in technology. It's a shift related to environment and changing the way we are looking at money and resources and our comfort as well. And Uranus is in Greek mythology in the god of sky, obviously, and it is like a thunderbolt. It is reforming the material world when it comes to Taurus. It is like put a big emphasis on like we need to change the financial and agriculture structures over here. Maybe breakthroughs and have more sustainable farming technologies as well. And we're going to bypass bankings and Uranus in Taurus, cryptocurrency and different kind of currencies. Definitely, it's there. And Pluto in Capricorn, very late degrees, late minutes, late kicks, transformation, power, rebirth. It is the power is getting away from the elite, from the shadow government. I'm loving this, government, corporation, and social structure going to break down, and it's going to transform like phoenix from nothing, from the ashes, going to become a beautiful bird. But we have to work a lot, right? Because it's death and rebirth, obviously. The authorities, the hidden power over here, because Pluto actually is Hades, right? And it is the underworld, and Capricorn, anything to do with structures and government. So that is going to actually fall apart and reborn. And again, the election, and again, Pluto-Mars opposition, it's obvious for all of us, right? So the fall of long-standing institution and political transformation and governmental change are here, guys. And the corporate is also collapses, the global power going to shift finally. And the themes of this earth trine actually could be like balancing stability and emotional transformation. It is because of we have the grand earth and the grand water trine. So that's why the earth and water is actually balancing the stability and the emotional vulnerability here. So for example, in global politics, we might witness leaders or organizations addressing environmental issues with innovative solution because Uranus is in Taurus that consider both that practical needs of economies, like because Pluto is in Capricorn, and the emotional impact on people and communities because Mars is in Cancer, right? So yes, it could create that. So this is a bridge over here. It's a desire for change, but we need some kind of practical reality. We need to see the change. It's not just to believe in it anymore. All right, and it could be also be some kind of sustainable practice, new political agendas as well, new something to do with movements related to land ownership and agriculture and environmental regulation as well. Who owns the land, and actually, if Trump's going to get to be the leader, there he wants to make available more land for the people to buy and build on it, and it could be some kind of uh, not for agriculture, but protective land, and it could bring in some kind of challenges, right? So, but it is just America, so think of your countries, but definitely land ownership. Land ownership, what's going on in Lebanon, Israel, and Gaza, that is land ownership as well. So there is a change over here, a shift over here. Um, Definitely, the Grand Earth Sign is going to seek for stability and security and economic growth, guys, because that is, like we need some kind of stability in finances. Yes, material things are matters because we don't materials, we can't afford to grow also, heal or traumas because everything costs money or nurture your body with good food. So yes, we need to see a transformation, a financial reforms, and anything to do with sustainability in environment as well, and it's going to bring in long-term success. So we have to still wait a little bit, but it is the beginning. This grand trine is already going to initiate the change, and it's already going to trigger the change, right? um, we're going to want to encourage people for practical problem solving and uh, focus on what is tangible and achievable, have some kind of realistic solution and goals. So that's going to happen, and we're going to see, as I said, change in agriculture and supply chain management as well, and financial system as well, and also building for the future, because of Pluto in Capricorn as part of this trine, there will be a strong emphasis on transformational long-term changes here. So it's not only going to be political, but social as well, right? And it's actually governs large-scale changes. So it's not only the US, but the whole entire world leadership is changing. The shadow government, as I said, restructuring the shadow government, because there it's going to be, as I said, with Mercury in Scorpio, a lot of scandals and truth is coming out, cheating is coming out. And then if you know about it, you can do something against it, right? So yes, fire signs over here. What is the impact for you guys? You're going to, because you are more impulsive and action oriented, actually, that grounded energy, that earthy energy might going to feel like, oh, I'm losing my enthusiasm. And, yeah, I want to be really productive, but this earth trying going to make you to think before you act. So, for example, if you are Aries, you may channel your fiery drive into some kind of business planning, and it has to be practical. You have to sit still and organize your papers, Uh, and also, there could be, if you are a Leo, then you can focus on some kind of creativity, but which is going to bring you finances. So your project is going to secure financially. And if you're Sagittarius, you are you planning a travel in the future, or you are checking your goals. How can you actually get into the university you would like to? So yes, and if you are actually a water sign, you are very intuitive, very emotional, very sensitive, and this is a practical action over here. Water signs also are like, wow, what's going on over here? I have to be grounded. I like to be in La La Land, or I like to do my research is Scorpio and being on my own, and I don't need that kind of earthy energy over here, especially because of Taurus Uranus is a cross of you, Scorpio. So obviously there could be some kind of difficulties over here, but definitely a lot of intuition and a lot of emotional sensitivity. But somehow this earthy energy going to ground you. So it's not going to lead you to do a sun just feeded by the sun kind of situation where you can actually lose your life. It's going to say, hey, all right, you want to do a detox? Okay, you still need to have some kind of juice cleanse or something like that. The body needs something, even if you want to starve it, or if you want to do some kind of fasting, I understand, but be careful and be mindful and be very practical. Do your research before kind of situation. Yes, and Pisces could find this trine helps them turn their dreams to actually some kind of practical vision. It is not even a vision anymore, something to do with practicality, creating an art or creating a meditation return. Or, if you are a Cancer, you might going to actually do something with your home environment. You are changing something and you are redecorating. And if you are Scorpio, obviously there is a transformation in your tangible progress as well. So something to do with debt relief, something to do with tax, or like invest in stock and learning about that. And if you are an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, guys, you are communicative, you are really idea driven, you are very intellectual, you have a lot of innovative ideas as well. So, for example, if you Gemini, you might going to organize your ideas actually to become really, really clear, and it's going to become a clear plan as well. And you might going to write a book, or you might going to do a TED talk, or you're going to start to networking. And if you are Libra, that is anything to do with relationship, balancing out the relationship, going to be more affectionate, but it's need to be on your senses, like more interactions, more talking, more touching, more feeling going to be actually involved in your relationship. And if you are Aquarius, obviously, Uranus is in Uranus is actually ruling you, and Uranus is in Taurus, and it's in 4. But Uranus anything to do with technology and humanitarian efforts. So you might going to focus on some kind of non-profit or philanthropic work right now, but it's going to become realism. So you're going to actually have the non-profit sign the contract during this time and create something which is really, really for humanity. And it could be also a social platform, what is connecting people. But yeah, it could be. So Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, what's gonna happen over here? Because you are Earth sign, obviously it is the best for you guys. And you are very disciplined, very particular, and long-term planning is also the theme of this, very, very professional. It's going to change definitely your professional life and productivity. For example, if you are a Taurus, there is some kind of progress in your financial matter. Maybe you're going to have a property ownership or anything to do with land related material security for sure. And Virgos, this trine actually going to energize your head and going to improve. You might going to experience a miraculous healing over here, and also your work environment going to become better. If you want to have anything to do with focus and be hired or hire someone, it is really, really good. Or even buy a real rental property as well. It could be great as well. And of course, Capricorn's Pluto is transiting your sign. You are very professional. You can get in leadership. Your whole entire life direction could change for the good because it's solidifying your goals right now. So you become the face of the company or the leader right now. So definitely it's a flow of manifestation energy, and it's bring your dreams into the material world, guys. This change. And I like this change because we need this breather right before the opposition and before we get into this chaos, what is going to happen. So I really like this energy, and there is a lot of compassion, a lot of creativity. So, thank you so much for supporting my channel, my work. I really appreciate that. If you would like to buy my 2025 astrology forecast, I wrote 120 to 145 pages for each individual sign, and my videos are 3 hours, 3 or 30 minutes. It's depend because of, I became really fluent. I started a little bit slower, and after that, I started to talk faster, obviously. But those are actually on sale right now. I'm going to put that in the comment box below. Text me, go on my website, text me. You can purchase that on PayPal or a different kind of opportunity there is, but you can pay with. And I send you either whatever you purchase, the video, the whole 12 signs. There is a package over there. So thank you so much, guys, to support me. I love to be here. As I said, I'm obsessed with astrology. I always can learn something new. So, you have a different insight. Please share it with me. Don't get disappointed. I want to learn. We always going to learn. This is our progress. It's like we don't know a lot of things. And, there is a lot more planet and asteroids to be discovered. So obviously there is a lot more learning to do. And, I'm not going to interpret every single energy over here because then I'm gonna talk 10 hours, and that's not the purpose over here. I'm just going to give you a little bit of insight. So I really want to know, how did it work out for you? All right, guys, thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you for supporting. Please spread the word about me because I really have a lot of, compassion to do this, and I want to have more subscribers, obviously. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye for now.